stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Jack.
Did you hit the red button? I think it was.
Thank you, Jack.
No, I did.
Oh, that's what I think John was
Having,
flailing about.
he wasn't just having a seizure.
All right, review of outstanding minutes for January 3rd.
So, second.
Moving seconded, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Vote unanimous.
Can we wait till we get Will Huebner on the phone?
Oh.
Because you have to vote to let him in.
All right, well, we
He'll be all right.
took the minutes, so that's fine.
He's not gonna sign the next ones anyway.
Hi, Will, you're on speakerphone.
Yep, thank you.
We have a motion to allow Will to partake in the Board of Selectmen meeting from remotely.
Second.
And all those in favor of the motion, we don't include him. Oh, we do? No.
No, but it's a roll call.
Right. Okay, Alden,
Aye.
Cindy,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
and McGarry, yes.
Hey, John, I'm having a little trouble hearing the others. I don't know if anything can be done about that. I hear you very well, but the others are faint.
How's that, Will?
Is that better?
Yeah,
John just moved you.
okay, thanks.
All right, vouchers, payroll manifest. We have accounts payable manifest for January 17th in the amount of $54,189.52.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded, have a roll call. Will,
Aye.
Alden,
Aye.
Cindy,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
and McGarry, yes. We have accounts payable manifest in the amount of $143,788.98. And
So moved.
Second?
moved and seconded, call for a roll call. Will,
Aye.
Alden,
Aye.
Cindy,
Yes.
Dick,
Yes.
and McGarry, yes.
Sign, waiting for him to sign it. What he's doing.
That's all we got, John, right? That's-
Well, you have the signature folder.
Oh,
It's in front of Dick.
oh, in front of Dick, all right. All right, we have local refund requests for the second half of 2022 tax bill caused by overpayments. And you want me to read the individuals and the amounts?
Probably not.
Okay. We have a total of 4. And I can give you want the lots, map and lot number? 418,
At least it's overpayment, so I guess that's not a problem.
yeah. Map 418, lots 79 and 49 for $73. Map 204, lot 2 for $169.02. Map 413, lot 52 for $55.36. And map 413, lots 7 and 8 for a total of $932.
Motion to do the refund?
Second.
Moved and seconded, Will,
Aye.
Alden,
Aye.
Cindy,
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
What was the first one?
$73. And McGarry, yes. And we have a tax map, a maintenance proposal for the town, and submitted by CAI Technologies. And the total is $2,700.
Motion so we can discuss.
Sure. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Moved and
John?
seconded. John?
That's the renewal notice. They're the people that provide all of our online maps for assessing,
Okay.
and that's an annual maintenance fee. The second was Cindy?
Yes.
Yep. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Do a roll call. Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. And we have a memorandum from Kelly for deposit authority. Attaches an updated deposit authority form that needs to be moved and signed by the board as well as signed by the town treasurer. This authority has to be updated anytime there is a change in the clerk's office and/or when a new treasurer is elected. This deposit authority is for the town clerk and deputy town clerk who are bonded in accordance with RSA 41-6. And it requires the delegation of deposit authority and would end up requiring the board to approve and sign. Dick?
Is that because of
New employees?
new employees?
I believe that's the case.
New deputy town clerk.
That's, Kelly is nodding, yes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moving seconded, any discussion? Roll call, Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. All right, we have a refund request. This is from the Kelly Roberts with regard to resident overpayment in the amount of $25. Resident overpaid $25 for a renewal on the motor vehicle refund, motor vehicle registration. The overpayment was caused by the state placing a $25 credit on the resident's account. Residents renewed through the mail, and we were unable to swap out the check, resulting in an overpayment. As recommendation of this office that she be refunded the monies owed to her.
Motion to refund.
Second.
Moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. Okay, we have the 2023 MSDTB default budget for the town of Deerfield. John, did you want to elaborate on this, or?
Those are 5 original copies to be posted around town prior to the deliberative session. So that's why I need 6 copies signed.
Okay. Any
Do you need a
discussion?
motion to do that, or just sign it?
You can make a motion, you folks have already seen the default budget
Right.
several weeks ago. This is the state DRA copy.
Yeah, so I guess we're,
I'll make a motion that we sign it and display it.
okay. Is there a second?
Second.
And second by Cindy. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. that'll come through.
You have the clips here, Fred?
Yep. And we also have application for property tax credit exemption. It's for a solar energy exemption in the amount of $14,400 for Dana Stewart at 50 Raymond Road.
Motion approved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the solar exemption. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes.
So far, we're batting 1,000 with unanimous votes.
You're missing all the fun signing though, Will.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the one you have to sign real small.
Okay.
All right. These are the oaths of office. We have
A lot.
a lot of oaths of office, and what I can do is to read off the names, and these all for
Various positions.
various positions. All right, so I'll read those off as well. And then the suggestion was we'll just sign these when we get a chance, just drop by the office. All right, first one is for Eric Gross as Assistant Moderator. Kevin Barry for Assistant Moderator. Fran Menard as Assistant Moderator. Amy Marquis for Ballot Counter. Amy Lockwood as Ballot Counter. Aaron DeBacco for Ballot Counter. Armin Joplin for Ballot Counter. Arthur DeBacco for Ballot Counter. Ashley Butterfield for Ballot Counter. Bernadette Cameron as Ballot Counter. Charles Reese as Ballot Counter. Claudia Livas as Ballot Counter. Dolene Jones as Ballot Counter. Joyce Pelletier as Ballot Counter. Christine Robert as Ballot Counter. Meredith Briggs as Ballot Counter. Philip Bilodeau as Ballot Counter. Roger Marquis as Ballot Counter. Amy Harrington as Ballot Clerk. Audrey Townsend as Ballot Clerk. Deb Trentafel as Ballot Clerk. Ernest Roberts Jr. as Ballot Clerk. John King as Ballot Clerk. John Leslie as Ballot Clerk. Laurie Bienfeld as Ballot Clerk. Leslie Randlett as Ballot Clerk. Mara Adams as ballot clerk. Megan King as ballot clerk. McLeana Linares as ballot clerk. Nancy Gross as ballot clerk. Rachel Durst as ballot clerk. Randy Lemieux as ballot clerk. Sarah Butterfield as ballot clerk. Sarah Leslie as ballot clerk. Scott Stanchill as ballot clerk. Sean
Bosley.
Beausoleil as ballot clerk. Terrible with names.
You're doing well.
Tina McDaniel as ballot clerk. Ann Cron as ballot clerk. Barbara Daly as ballot clerk. Barbara Matthews as ballot clerk. Sherry Sanborn as ballot clerk. Cynthia Tomlinson as ballot clerk. Kathleen Berglund as ballot clerk. Paul Pindris as ballot clerk. Ashley Butterfield as ballot clerk. Jeannie Menard as ballot clerk. Priscilla Durst as ballot clerk. Sophie Gross as ballot clerk. And Suzanne Steele as ballot clerk. All these terms end with December 31st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We'll do a roll call. Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes.
There was one name that was twice, is that okay? They
There,
can-
you sure there were a lot of the same last names? I didn't catch.
Mm. I'll look at it when I sign it. I
I
just
think it
didn't
was
know.
one of the Grosses.
Okay.
Hmm?
I think the Grosses have 2 daughters.
And Ashley Butterfield?
Yeah.
That should be once.
I didn't know if that,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. She wants to do both, that's fine.
And the board ended up signing off on the payroll manifest for week ending January 4th. Do we need to vote on this one or not?
No.
No, we already signed it. Oh, okay. All right. Town administrator's report.
One question for the board, and then we have 2 presentations, one for the water treatment and the other one for the highway spreader hanger. We're starting to get requests about the town hall. Did the board have a date in mind when they'd like to reopen that for usage?
Well, we're reopening for voting,
Correct.
but that doesn't mean cold weather's over or not.
That's correct, that's why I'm asking. Someone would like to use it that week following voting.
That would seem, I don't know, I'd be okay with that if we're already opening it up for voting and you're already heating it for voting. I don't see a problem with that.
There.
Voting or deliberative?
Voting. They
Voting.
want to use it on the 18th,
Oh,
voting's the 14th
March.
Of March.
of March.
That should work out.
Yeah. Last year was a little weird, right? Because we had to reopen it because we had the sprinklers free, or we had to reheat it.
Right.
So I can't really ask you what we did last year.
My plan coming into the deliberative is on the 30th of this month, January. I'm gonna turn the heat on, make sure I can get it up to temperature. Once it's up to temperature, I'm gonna try to turn on the water. I'm gonna check, make sure we haven't got any leaks and everything's gonna be okay. Because the 1st of February, we're starting to set up for deliberative. And what, the 4th is deliberative. So
What about following that event? Do you want to leave it
You wanna
open
shut it
for the
down?
year or close it down afterwards? As this is only,
Because that's another month
30
between
days, we
deliberative.
don't need to heat it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Then close it back up and then
February's
open it
looking
up for
colder.
March voting.
Yeah, see how it goes and then keep it open after that.
Yeah.
keep it open after when?
Voting.
Voting.
So March 14th, it's open for the year?
We can try it.
Will, any thoughts?
Well, I wonder, March 14th, you have your election, then it seems like you got the other half of March plus April as heating months. I wonder if it's worth closing it down and not just heating it empty, unless there's events that are scheduled, which I'm not hearing that there's anything pre-scheduled.
Well, there's one event that John was talking about the week after voting.
Okay.
The week of
The
voting.
week of.
We got voting, I'm sorry.
That wouldn't hurt.
Okay, yeah, so you keep it open for voting and that event, I guess, and I wonder if it makes sense to shut it down unless there's other things that come up on the schedule to rent it, you know?
Or see how much of a pain to Ray it is to open and close it those 2 times.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we said last time that all he does is blow out the pipe. I thought the impression I had last time was it wasn't that difficult to winterize it, so to speak.
Let's try it and see.
Yeah.
You all right with that, Ray?
Yep. Right.
So I would kind of suggest that we close it down after those events, unless other events are scheduled and start to fill up the calendar, then we can keep it open.
So I guess the overall feeling is we'll allow the one that's scheduled for the 7th?
18th.
18th. And then
Revisit.
revisit at that point, and after Ray is,
So leave it open until the board meets again?
We can see if we're there all day, the 14th.
Mm,
So I'm more concerned about what you want to do after the 18th. Are we leaving it open or are we closing it?
unless it's, as Will was saying, unless there's somebody that's really has scheduled something, then I don't see any reason to really keep it heated.
I agree with you, Fred.
So we'll close it down after the 18th?
And then we'll get a report from Ray as how much of a hassle it was for him to
Okay.
open and close.
We'll know better by then what
Yeah,
the
'cause-
weather's gonna be.
we may have 2 or 3 more weeks of cold, or we may not. It's hard to
Right.
know.
For that town hall, you know, it loses heat like a sieve, so I think
definitely.
we want to save that money from the heating oil because the heating oil is so expensive.
Right.
I have one more thing. You all have copies of the most recent warrant articles in your packet. There's 3 warrant articles we need to revisit, starting with number 16.
Yeah.
When DRA got our warrant articles to review, they took the one single readoption of the veterans tax credit and broke it into 2 separate warrant articles, which became warrant article 16 and warrant article 17. Because there are 2 new ones, you need to recommend or not recommend the warrant articles.
So John, I don't understand the difference between the 2 warrant articles. They seem to be similar, but maybe you can explain in layman's terms what the difference is.
I can't, well, this was a directive from DRA.
Okay. But it seems like if one passes and the other one doesn't pass, what does that mean, you know?
Well, at this point, I don't think we have a choice. This is what they've asked us to do.
All right, so, is the information there? Because I know we also got some information on putting our information in.
The
Is it
information
good
is currently,
on that?
the information is currently still under 16,
Yeah,
and it applies, both of them have to do with the same thing.
okay, but I'm just saying, I know we were told not to include information, but,
That I'm coming to later on. We're gonna cover the warrant articles, and then I'm gonna ask you whether or not you wanna leave all the information in or not.
okay,
But I just need recommendations on 16.
okay.
So it appears to me that the one is the adoption of the optional veterans tax credit 16, and 17 is the adoption to re-adopt the all veterans tax credit. And they have 2 different RSA designations. One is 7228B for 17 and 7228-2 for 16.
I think this is one of those that, if that's how DRA tells us that the warrant article has to be formulated, that's how the warrant article has
Yeah.
to be formulated.
All right, but I presume that if we are in favor of having a $750 veterans tax credit, that we would vote yes on both articles, because they seem to be both supporting that conclusion.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. More confusion for the voters.
Right.
Hopefully.
And there's no amount, well, it says optional veterans under 17, so you kind of have to go back to 16 to see what the amount
The
is.
amount is, yeah.
Well, I guess if we accept the fact that we just have to do this because we have to, then we have to. So shouldn't fight City Hall, I guess.
Okay.
So we don't need a vote, but we need a roll call on, yes, a support or non-support, or recommend or not recommend. Okay.
So we're just
16.
making a
On
recommendation.
16, yeah.
Right.
All right, Will?
I recommend.
Okay, Alden?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. Do the same thing on 17. Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes, to support.
All right, and then, if I may, I would like to bring up Article 18. 18 is the next one, and you see that this is the one about whether we go back to town meeting or whether we stay at SB2. And at the time that we recommended this, at least I speak for myself, but I don't know if any others would say the same thing, but for myself, I thought what we really were recommending was that we recommend this be on the ballot as a warrant article and let the people of the town decide whether they really like one system of government over the other system of government. But really the way it comes out here, of course, which was my mistake, is I'm actually recommending that they pass and therefore rescind SB2 and adopt the town meeting. So what we're saying here is that the Board of Selectmen unanimously recommend to the voters that we go back to town meeting. So speaking for myself, as one of the members of the board that was in the majority to approve that, I would like to bring it back out on the table for consideration, because for myself, I don't, after researching the matter and discussing it and finding out more information about SB2 and town meeting and how they would work, I feel that it's not in the interest of the town and the voters to go back to town meeting. I think that the decisions would be made by a smaller subset of people in a more grueling way that many of our people are not willing to participate in because of the length of time. And
Hey, well, I gotta go down and cover
So,
NBC for you if we can speed this up a
Yes.
little bit.
so you want to make that as a motion to reconsider?
Reconsider
yes,
what?
I'd like to bring it
Reconsider
back out and
recommendation?
Reconsider
and
recommendations.
revote.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could consider to have no recommendation from the board and just strike, not have a recommendation. Just let the people read the warrant article and make their own decision whether they want SB2 or town meeting, and not necessarily recommend anything from the board.
That's what I'd say.
Yeah, me too.
I want out.
So
So I would be in favor of throwing it out.
we'd have no recommendation, is that what you're saying?
Right,
Okay, so,
right. We would just say that we're abstaining from a recommendation and we just leave it to the people to vote and choose.
Good.
all right, so we get Cindy and Dick in agreement with you, and Alden?
I vote to recommend, but
Yeah, I'd vote to recommend as well, so we'll just leave it off then, since it's
3-2.
3-2.
So we're gonna strike the recommendation.
Right.
I'm
And then one more item I want to bring up on this is item number 1, the zoning amendment item, the very first thing. So you notice that the Board of Selectmen made no recommendation because this is a zoning amendment, but then you notice that the NBC decided that it had potential financial impact on the town, and therefore they made a recommendation of 0, 8, and 2, which is a very not recommended stance by the NBC.
I didn't think the NBC took a recommendation if it didn't have a financial impact.
Well, they're claiming one, but they can't provide an evaluation on it.
Right, they believe that there'll be a negative impact on the town's, revenues if this would be adopted and we had a 5-acre limit. So if the NBC is going to recommend, I wonder if the board should recommend. Should we also make a recommendation as to whether we feel this is in the best interest of the town or not?
Well, having been a long-term member of the planning board, and having gone through this a few times and read the statutes numerous times, I have a difference of opinion with regard to what the town council has advised. There's nothing in the planning statutes which specifically allows anybody other than the planning board to make a recommendation as to a
Pony for the last 3 weeks trying to get that part. Talked to him again this morning. He said he might have some more information from you next week. You didn't say you'd have a part.
Right.
My,
It's been longer than that, because I was
Yeah.
doing it before you.
my thought on it is send it out. We need to replace,
Mhm.
we need to get the hydraulic system
Right.
fixed. I mean, we're leaking a lot of fluid,
Yeah,
which is expensive.
right.
And have Cat do a compression test on it and see what kind of shape the motor's in
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
And I think that's the reasonable
Right.
way to go, and if we're terrible in compression, then we can look at doing
Okay.
the.
So what I'll do is,
engine.
the first thing I'll do is get it when they can take the machine in and take care of the leaks. And while they're doing that, they could do the compression test on the motor. And if they think that we're good,
Do
we'll
we
go
wanna
with
do
it.
the compression test first?
Well, yes, they can. They can do
That's
that.
a good point.
They can do the compression test on it first. At this point, if, let's say the compression test was not good, we'll fix the leaks, the big ones, and we use the grader, and then we make a decision on what kind of machine we're looking for. You know, we're not gonna just, the thing works, we'll keep using it. If they say that it's not worth rebuilding the motor, well, we'll use it and then look for something else,
Spring, summer, and fall, pretty much almost every day you use that.
you know?
Yeah.
So at this point, I'll get a,
But the leaks aren't something we can fix in-house, that's,
Right.
it's just too time consuming. You have to, we'd be running back and forth to Cat to get the parts. So when you're running back and forth, you're not fixing it.
Right. So.
So what we should do
You wanna
is.
get a second quote, or is that what the thought is?
Well, they're the ones that work on the machine.
Okay.
It's a Cat manufactured product.
Okay,
We don't wanna bring it to the John Deere dealer.
okay.
You know, they have to go to
You
Cat.
need a John Deere.
They have to go to Cat to buy the parts.
Okay,
So what we can do is, I can find out when they can take the machine, and what we'll do is an engine evaluation, but we definitely need to get some leaks fixed.
so I guess the question for us is, do we take the money out of opera funds?
What-
To repair it?
well, we don't know what.
You
we
don't have
in
to
the
spend
budget.
that money right this second.
Mhm.
So, we should do is get the evaluation,
Okay,
okay? Then you make the determination on
How we're funding.
how much and what we're gonna do,
okay,
okay? That way you don't have to make a commitment to taking any of the opera money until we actually have what we're doing and how
Mhm.
much it's gonna cost.
okay.
And then there won't be, you know, like, well, I think we need this much, and then, you know, we're not
I
doing
think
that.
we're looking for tonight to just say proceed with getting an evaluation of what it would
Yeah.
cost to.
So what we'll have to do is we'll have to have we're gonna have costs in doing that. We have to have a low bed come pick the machine up,
Right,
bring it to Caterpillar, and we'll have to have we'll have a bill from Caterpillar doing their evaluation.
yeah,
So, I mean, just in that, you could spend $5,000.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Let's wrap
Talk to
it up.
Steve about trucking.
you wanna have a
Well, yeah,
motion to?
a low bed move's a low bed move.
You wanna have a motion to proceed with getting the grader sent to Caterpillar?
So moved.
Second,
Moved and seconded, any further discussion? Roll call, Will,
Aye.
Alden,
Aye.
Cindy?
yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. Okay,
And we need some candy over to,
but you're gonna bring that. All right. What else are we
Unfinished.
Thank you, Ray.
here? Unfinished business.
The school light's working.
New business. I do have a letter from Division of Parks and Recreation saying that they're going to do work on 2 campgrounds, Jericho Mountain State Park and also Pawtuckaway State Park. They don't give a date as to when they're gonna start and what the extent of the work they're going to do. They just give a listing of the, why they didn't pick the 4 of other campgrounds for this work to be done.
I
So,
think we asked them last time they sent us a letter what they were going to do.
Yeah, and they,
Ignored us again.
yeah, right. They're just telling us they're gonna do it, but anyways.
Because I just want to say that I'm worried, the state's gotta look at traffic on Reservation Road. If this increases traffic on Reservation Road,
I don't
I'm
think,
not in favor.
yeah, I don't know
It's-
where it's, assume the campground is off of, it's over in,
The main entrance.
It should be.
Yeah, 56.
right. So. All
What are
right,
they doing up here?
We don't know.
we don't,
No, they didn't say.
we don't know, it doesn't
It's a
say, it doesn't say when
campground.
they're gonna start, doesn't say what they're gonna do, other than upgrade. But that's that's all they say, and if you wanna take a peek at it.
Who do we call and ask?
Business, or are we done?
We're pretty close to being done here.
Hey, you just relax.
Is your prime rib ready, Will?
You say that, we're not on camera, it's not live.
All right, we ready for citizens' comments?
I don't know if that's
Seriously though, can we call and see?
Yeah, John, you wanna take the letter?
Just
give
saying,
him a
hey,
call?
what do you plan on doing on Reservation Road? That's all we care about.
If they're on Reservation Road,
Right.
but yeah. I have the same concern.
Because I agree with Alden, any more traffic up on Reservation Road, it's gonna,
Destroy it.
Yeah. Citizens' comments. This is Katie.
I don't want to.
Could I ask if you were to look at the secondhand graders you were talking about, would you be able to see the repairs that were done on them and the?
Depends where they come from. If they're municipal, then yes, state maybe, private, no.
If you asked for them from private, they might, but I would think that before you would do that, you would ask to see the records on them.
Yeah.
Any other?
Yeah, I just, I wanted to say, we've been, putting firewood together that's getting distributed in coordination with Doreen and by the community church, but working with the Bible church. And so this Eversource cut is coming around, and we're really interested in anything we can do to work with them to get logs that we could process into firewood.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a line on a firewood processor volunteering in, and the wood is distributed, to anybody who needs it. And so mostly I want to be tied in, if we can, with Eversource as much as we can to try to get a few grapple loads. I was talking to Pete, and it might work best to try to actually do the processing either at the town shed or at the town pit. But the wood wouldn't need to stay there. That's just, we need a place to put the logs and process the logs, and then the processor would just drop them in a dump truck and they'd be gone. So it wouldn't be there that long. You want to get it split as quick as you can after you get the wood, because you want it to be drying for next winter. So as that comes around, I hope we can be in the conversation.
I mentioned it to him
Facilitate it.
when I talked to him originally. I know Errol's mentioned it to him. I think the holdup is gonna be, we're gonna need to find a log truck.
Yeah,
But I've mentioned it to him, and I mentioned it to you guys, so yeah, we'll keep you in the loop.
whatever we can do to work it, yeah.
So it'll be the next meeting, 30th.
30th.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yep.
it. Sounds like,
thank you for doing that.
yeah, it's a pleasure.
Dick. Oh, Pete.
I'll hurry up.
I hate to, but wrap it
I'll
up.
make it quick. I was wondering if you guys wanted to think about a warrant article to potentially start a culvert and bridge trust fund for future repair. It's up to you guys to talk about it, that's all I'm saying.
Couple weeks late, Pete.
Huh?
Couple weeks
Well,
late.
he said you have till the 30th.
To post it.
It's up to you. It's just something to think about. Whether you do it this
It's a
year or
good-
next year,
it's a good
that's up to
idea.
you guys.
It's not a bad idea, but
It's a great idea.
Well, no, just,
For next year.
the problem is, it's coming, that's all I'm saying. You do what you gotta do.
Motion to adjourn,
second?
6:45.
Moved and seconded, roll call. Will?
Aye.
Alden?
Aye.
Cindy?
Yes.
Dick?
Yes.
And McGarry, yes. And adjourned.
Red button.
And then that red button.
Oh, I get
See you
to.
guys later.
See you, Will.
Okay.
Enjoy, Will.